What's up, guys? It's the Crypto Poppy, and I'm here because I wanted to make a video about a recap of what's going on, what's the current sentiment analysis in the crypto world. I went to a few conferences recently. I was in LA and Santa Monica at the ICO Summit, which was pretty awesome, focused mainly on regulations and what the SEC was going to do. So, most people in attendance were mostly lawyers or people that were thinking of doing their own ICOs, but kind of hesitating, not really knowing what the state of crypto world is, and it's a huge risk. So they were there to hear what experts have to say, and it was honestly pretty interesting. So this video is mostly going to look at, first of all, the overall market right now. What is the state of the market, and exciting new opportunities and what's going on. So let's dig right into it. The Bitcoin price right now, today, as of today, is 9,288, 9,300 around that area. So if we look at the chart here, we could see that obviously we're reaching kind of this point where it's an invisible wall. So if we look from October, kind of late September, we had this huge bull run close to the holiday seasons where Bitcoin just went off the roof. So I'm sure you remember that, the whole frenzy, and people were freaking out. They were like, oh my God, Bitcoin's going up. And that's really when people started investing, at least the new entrants in the market. So we scooped up all these people, all these new people that were interested in the crypto space because they saw it as a new financial asset, something they could invest in. But now, most of these people probably bought around December, which was the height, the all-time high of Bitcoin. And we've seen it go through this kind of winter phase for the last 4 months. It's been pretty rough. So you see all these people that came in, invested money, and now they kind of lost most of their money, or they're kind of on par, evened out. So they're not at loss, but they're kind of fearing that they might lose it, so they might exit the market. Um, so this is kind of interesting. The most interesting part to me is actually that you know, we are in a stage where we're building the infrastructures, we're building the tools, we're building the protocols. It's still very, very early. And I think this is a great time to kind of get to know the technology and what blockchain is all about. Um, it's not just about the cryptocurrencies, it's also about how this can actually impact and change the world. And this is actually, to me, this period of time here, April and March, has been way more exciting than the actual bull run that was happening back in the holiday season. So we're seeing the rise of all these cool protocols like 0x, these decentralized exchanges, all these programming tools that are enabling programmers to get in this space and build these really, really cool edge cases. Now, just so that you remember, back in the 90s with the internet, when the birth of the actual internet from the DARPA project, AOL was like something that we thought of as being the internet and that it would never be disrupted. Well, guess what? Now we're in 2018, and AOL is actually, weirdly enough, a security central computer safe software. Kind of weird. And that kind of shows you that, through all these tools, how did we get here? It's because AOL didn't dominate, because we were using as the internet protocols, open standard protocols, which allowed innovation. And then what happened? 1,000 flowers bloomed, and that is awesome. And that is why it kind of feels that way. It kind of feels that way. That's how the crypto space really feels right now, and that's, to me, that's really exciting. Let's take a look at, let me move myself here, the crypto market right now. So we are looking at a market cap of 428 billion. Now that may sound like super wild. Oh my God, it's huge. Actually, it's minuscule. It's tiny. 428. We were back maybe 3-4 weeks ago. We were around 300 billion. So the market grew by 128 billion, which is awesome. And something to notice is that the Bitcoin dominance was actually at 44%. And now, if you look at this stat, it's at 37%, which shows that the alt market is growing. Bitcoin is losing a little bit of dominance. Um, you know, I don't think you should get too excited about that. I'm sure that you guys, if you're watching, it's because you're interested in, ER20C tokens, mostly DApps and investing in tokens. Um, and this really proves that, there might be another alt run coming up, and this is pretty exciting. So you should look out for tokens and coins that you believe are going to be useful in this crypto space and actually have a use case and are actually helping people. So watch out for scams. And also, you should definitely follow my Facebook community if you're not already following it at the Crypto Poppy. And there you will really find some valuable information that will help you in your decision making. And of course, this is not financial advice. I'm just here kind of like a hobbyist, really interested in this space. And another thing I want to point out is that 428 billion, let's put that into perspective. Apple right now has a cash pile of 285 billion. So what we're saying is that Apple could potentially buy more than half of the whole crypto space. So think about how crazy that is. All the tokens last year, the new ICOs raised about $6 billion. Okay, that's nowhere near just one company, Apple, who has 285 billion in cash. So it's important to put that into perspective to really think about the fact that the crypto economy is actually tiny right now and it has so much more room to grow. A common theme going on right now is that I went to the ICO summit, as I've told you, and people are scared of running ICOs because of all these regulations, especially the US are really looking to heavily regulate this space. And so now a tactic that's been kind of trending is going through the airdrop kind of way of giving token to the people. And what they're saying is that in exchange, for example, for you to sign up to their Telegram, if you don't know Telegram, it's a messaging service. It's kind of like you join chat rooms and you can discuss with communities. And so, yeah, the new way to do it is to airdrop, but in exchange, you join their community for either updates or whatever. And you know what? It's kind of funny because this is sort of a tactic in order to grow their user base and kind of fake, well, not fake, I guess it is interest, but they're generating interest to show to their private investors that, hey, look, we have 40,000 people that have joined this chat room. People are really into our token. But really, a lot of people are joining these Telegram channels in order to get free money, right? So airdrops are not quite regulated right now, but people are building platforms. Also, I think Coinbase, AngelList has created a new platform, which I will post on my group, where you can actually join and get notified of airdrops that are upcoming, but that have also been looked into and regulated, so that when tax season comes up, you can declare them as gifts, and it's fine, right? And yeah, this kind of reminds me of CES. So this is the Securities and Exchange Commission. CS Chairman Jay Clayton, who actually blatantly said every ICO that I've seen is a security. And that, you have to take it with a grain of salt, because obviously they're not experts in this field. But there was a note I wrote down, is that if you're selling securities, if you're issuing tokens in order to raise funding, then essentially you are a security. And I got that from the ICO summit in Santa Monica, which was really insightful, because really, if people are buying your token because they think that the value of the token is going to rise, then that kind of shows that they're just kind of investing in the future value of the token, and that's a security. And it's a really great area right now, and I think the SEC is really doing, I wouldn't say a great job, but they're doing a good job because they're trying to protect investors around the US. And guys, this, to be honest, like, yeah, okay, the SEC is doing it in the US, but you know, every country has the equivalent of their SEC. And if we look at Japan, who are very liberal jurisdiction, they're also thinking of how regulating ICOs. So something you should look into. And yeah, exactly. So we see that 16 cryptocurrency exchanges in Japan have formed a new self-regulatory organization. So so that's kind of like the overall feel I have right now about the crypto space, and that is kind of all I wanted to share with you today. So if you like this video, you enjoyed it, please like it, and please share it with your friends, and join the Crypto Poppy community on Facebook. You guys have a great day.